I want to say a few words about some of the people. First, Barbara Scott put in a tremendous amount of effort to go out and secure a large number of grants that allowed us to build this park. Paul Hancock, who is the co-executive director of the Slate Quarry Park Group, has done a tremendous job. I'd like to give a lot of adjectives about Paul. Paul is practical, he's pragmatic, he's persuasive, he's persistent, sometimes a little bit persnickety, but he always managed to get the job done and get things moving. Three Slate Quarry firms made significant contributions to Slate to the park. Richard Group, Steve Duran, and Sean Camara. And I want to especially acknowledge the contribution to Sean Camara. Sean has made what can only be called a massive contribution to Slate and the labor used in processing that slate to this park. So I would like all of you to give a big hand to Sean Camara. At this time, I'd like to introduce Paul Donaldson, our town manager, who will say a few words.
Thank you, Larry. So I wasn't going to write a speech, but all day everyone's saying, oh, where's your speech? How's your speech coming along? So I did write a few words. Welcome, members of the public and other esteemed guests. Thank you for coming out on this hot afternoon to celebrate this wonderful third place.
Good speech.
The end. On behalf of the town of Poultney and the Poultney Select Board, I wish to thank the Slate Quarry Park Group for their years of tireless efforts to make this park happen. From their vision, revised vision, collective vision, and re-envisioning came this amazing space. I've been the town manager now for almost 6 years, and one of the very first meetings I had was with members of the Slate Quarry Park Group in Todd Steiner, which, by the way, I'm going to throw a plug in, just had a soft opening this afternoon as Toad's Burger Bar, discussing their concept for the park and what was then a vacant lot. I will tell you that when I first got involved with this project, my hair was not this white. Really, truly. In all seriousness, working with a group of very smart, intellectual, artistic, and strong-minded people, I won't say persnickety, such as some of the members of the park group might be described, you know who you are, was both challenging at times but also quite rewarding. These people are examples of folks who know what they want and have the gumption to make their vision a reality. They wanted a place to build a place for the community that they all love, and the reality is that we now have this work of art that will be cherished, a cherished community asset for generations to come. I'd like to also thank Matt Shinsky and his wonder craftsman Jesus of Shinsky Landscaping, as well as master wall builder Dave Fielder for their patient efforts and dedication to making this park so stunning. I want to thank the Village of Poultney and the excellent DPW for their efforts in making the park complete. And last but not certainly least, because without all their contributions, we would not have this park, we wish to thank all the quarries that donated materials, all the various entities that provided grants, and all the folks that donated time and or money, even if it's just $1, to make this project a reality. Because there are so many businesses, people, and entities that helped make this park a success, The group put together a more comprehensive list of donors, so please refer to that list, because I knew if I started rattling off any names, I'd forget somebody. Now please enjoy your visit in the park this evening.
I think most of you will agree that this park represents a turning point, if you will, for Poultney, because it brings to downtown Poultney an outstanding venue for people to gather just socially and for musical events, poetry, and so forth. So I think of a large impetus to the turnaround of Poultney, and therefore I think it's appropriate that we ask Carolyn Stellatella to recite her beautiful poem, Poultney Rises. Carolyn.
Thank you, Larry. Is that better? Can people hear? I have a big mouth. I am a proud artist member of Stone Valley Arts, and I also like to think of myself as Poultney's unofficial poet laureate. I really, really love this town, and projects like this one are one of the many reasons why. It took both vision and community to make it happen. First, a great idea, and then people coming together. Now, here we are this evening in this beautiful park. Yay! I've been a Poultney property owner for 18 years now, and like many of you, I had my concerns when I heard that Green Mountain College was closing. So many unknowns at the time. But I had faith in this town and its people. People like all of us here this evening. We now have the wonderful Slate Valley Trails in our midst, which I'm also an active member of, and the Bhaktas are planning a future for the former college. So lots of good things are happening in and around Poultney. During the Zoom days of the pandemic, I took part in all of the Recreation Economies for Rural Communities meetings, RERC as it's also known. And this poem was born out of the things I saw and heard happening there, and all the brainstorming we did with those folks to help better our town. Around that same time, I heard about a grant that the guys over at Reclaimed were applying for to bring artwork to the rail trail. The theme was the Phoenix. My proposal was to create 2 sets of freestanding Phoenix wings, one adult size and a smaller one for children, or myself. And the poem was to be etched in between the wings, so as people passed by on the trail, they could stop and read the poem and then capture a fun picture of themselves with their own Phoenix wings. So something like this. Perhaps you've seen other artwork like this, maybe a mural with angel wings or butterfly wings that people snap a selfie in front of. Unfortunately, they did not receive that grant, but the poem lives on, and who knows, maybe there's still some way to make my dream for creating this sculpture come true. Any metal workers out there? After I wrote this poem sort of took on a life of its own. First, I recited it at open mic at Stone Valley Arts at Fox Hill, and I know Paul made a plug. Here's my plug. If you've never attended an open mic there, I highly recommend it. Every 4th Friday of the month at 7 p.m. at the Art Center just across the street from the high school, singers, musicians, poets, and storytellers gather to perform their original works and some old favorites. It's a wonderfully entertaining night, and it's free or by donation. Next, this poem appeared on a storefront on Main Street as part of the town's celebration of National Poetry Month in April of 2021. Some people liked it, and unbeknownst to me, they made copies and started posting them elsewhere. There was one at the Slate Valley Trails office. and then a wooden plaque with the poem turned up at the East Poultney General Store. And next, Sarah Pelkey and Katrin Maloney asked if they could use it for a presentation about Poultney they were doing a while back. So it's my great pleasure to recite it here for you this evening in celebration of this new park. It speaks of community, which I've already mentioned, and of being connected to our past while looking forward. I was so happy to see these stone monoliths as part of the park's design, reflecting on the history of the slate industry in our area. Now here's the poem. Poultney rises. Together we rise, small town with a huge heart, connected to our past while gazing to our future. Trails will lead us to our neighbors and into the unknown. A sense of community like never before. Together we rise to create the town of our dreams, where old, young, and those in between tend gardens for future's blossom. Together we rise with new life for an old school and a main street that thrives, renewed and reclaimed up from the ashes. The funeral pyre lit, but before the last ember grows dim, Poultney will rise to shine once again, like the sun on a new day full of light and promise. Thank you. And when I saw these Poultney signs going up, I just had to get one, and I customized mine a little bit. So Poultney rises with pride. Thank you. And I have copies of the poem if anyone would like one. Thank you. Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me? Okay.
Use the mic.
Can you hear me on this?
Lift the mic up.
Raise that a little bit. As Poultney rises, so does the microphone. Good afternoon and welcome. I think everybody's heard the saying, it takes a village. But in this case, I think this piece of real estate took a village and a town and the townspeople and the quarry owners and the workers that put this whole thing together for our community. The project, as Paul had stated, was in the works for many years. When Jonas Rosenthal was manager and I was town clerk and treasurer, we were talking about this way back when. The Slate Quarry Park group formed with a vision and kind of went through a few machinations, but here we are today in this magnificent spot on Main Street in Poultney. Huge thanks have to go to our area quarry owners, most notably Richard Roop from Roop Slate, Steve Tarrin of Tarrin Brothers, and Sean Camara of Camara Slate. Without which I don't think this park is possible in any other place in the state of Vermont. As you spend time in this park, you'll notice the different nuances of the slate. They're cut differently. The monoliths, the 3 monoliths in the back were donated by Richard Roop, Steve Tarrin, and Sean Camara and their companies. But if you look on the floor of this, each individual slate has its own artistic flair. You'll notice different striations of different colors, with the purple slate in front of me having green striations, and I hope that you note this as you walk through this park. There's about 13 or 14 different slate colors that are available, and I dare say that most of them are in this park today. So I just wanted to keep this short. Thank you for having me. It's a spectacular addition to our spectacular town. Thank you so much for coming.
Friday night now, when my friends and I went in, there wasn't a table to be seen. And the bar was full, and there was something playing